Like many countries, including now developing countries, Canada is facing an aging population. We owe it to our children and grandchildren to prepare our country, including our cities and communities, for this monumental demographic change. To ensure our country is ready, we must address at least two critical things: the public debt and the infrastructure deficit. What we propose, we Liberals, is nothing less than a new contract between a Liberal government and Canadians for the benefit of the current and future generations. Yes, we will do the right thing for our fellow citizens as well as our children. Thanks to the hard work of Canadians and governments of all levels, we have made significant progress in reducing our debt burden. In 1995, total government net debt in Canada as a percentage of our economy was one of the worst of any OECD country. And then, the Liberal government made the tough decisions, providing real fiscal discipline. Since then, we have 10 consecutive years of federal surpluses. For us Liberals, fiscal discipline is now in our DNA. We have proven time and again that we Liberals can balance budgets, lower taxes, and invest in Canadians' most urgent needs, which is more than can be said, if you allow me to say that, of the Conservative track record. Just look at Finance Minister Jim Flaherty's history in Ontario: massive deficits and crippling program cuts. Liberals know how tough it was to put our fiscal house in order, and we will never allow Canada to go through it again. We have an ironclad commitment to balanced budgets and debt reduction. So, the good news is that the federal deficit has been eliminated. Unfortunately, the bad news is that we cannot say the same for our infrastructure deficit. But before addressing the infrastructure deficit, let's deal again with the fiscal debt first. A Liberal government will ensure that the federal budget has a contingency reserve of $3 billion each year to help keep us out of deficit in times of economic challenges. This contingency reserve will also ensure that the government has resources available in times of urgent need, such as, and many of you were there and had to face this crisis, floods, SARS, ice storms. If, at the end of the fiscal year, that $3 billion reserve is not used, a Liberal government will put all of it towards debt reduction. Now, what will a Liberal government do if budget surpluses exceed the $3 billion reserve? Well, good question. Well, today, I announce that the Liberal government will invest the entire amount of any future unanticipated surplus that exceeds our $3 billion reserve, invest it into Canada's infrastructure that so desperately needs renewal. This new approach is nothing less than a contract between a Liberal government and the Canadians of today and tomorrow. If we were in government today, facing a budget surplus this year that is estimated to be at least $10 billion, we would direct $3 billion to our debt reduction and would also invest the remaining $7 billion in our infrastructure deficit. So we would invest the $7 billion in sustainable infrastructure, public transit, water treatment, waste management, and cleaning up contaminated sites because they are the most pressing needs. Imagine $7 billion to have cleaner, greener cities and communities. I have told Canadians I would be a green prime minister. Well, I mean it. This is the contract that I am offering to Canadians to build a richer Canada, a fairer Canada, a greener Canada for ourselves, our children, and the generations to come. Merci. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.